the painstaking search is also continuing in the city. We see rescue crews from around the world descending on Nepal. This small country sits on a geopolitical fault line, sandwiched between two superpowers, India and China. Both are providing welcome assistance whilst hoping to maintain their influence, even in times of disaster.
The local people told us that there are 3 dead bodies on the building. So we try to get more information. First, we used the dog to search.
It's tough, dangerous work. Very occasionally, they're rewarded with a miracle survivor. One international crew had searched this site and cleared it, ready for demolition. But they were wrong. As the bulldozers moved in, they heard screams. So rescuers worked late into the night and finally pulled out a young woman alive after 5 days trapped. Nepal told some countries not to bother sending search and rescue teams, confident that they had it under control. I can't help but think if extra help had arrived, maybe some more people might have been saved. Cameraman Dave Ollier and I are filming in this middle-class neighbourhood in Kathmandu when we meet Krishna and his brother.
Krishna,
yes, good to meet you.
Okay, thank you.
Krishna's studying accounting and lives with his parents and siblings. We go with him as he heads home for the first time since the disaster.
And where were you when the earthquake actually hit?
I was in my home, in the 5th floor of my home,
The 5th floor?
Yeah.
Really?
My home got shaken, after the earthquake, so we had to rush downwards. But yet we survived. All of our family members are fine.
Wow.
Even nobody is injured.
Really?
Yes, I'm happy with it.
And so your house
this is my home.
Which colour? Which one is
it? This white.
We head inside and up to the 5th floor. Krishna tells me the property is totally fine, but he admits it's not yet been properly assessed.
So you haven't been up here yet, have you?
No, ma'am. No, not yet. I'm just here right now,
So
along with you.
So is it confronting to see all the mess you've got to...
Ma'am, obviously, but we are happy that no human lives were lost on our part,
Krishna says he feels like the government should have planned for this better. Nepal sits on top of a known fault line. Seismic experts have been saying for years that a disaster of this magnitude was inevitable. And yet there's no enforced building code in the country. They introduced one in 2001, but it's not even compulsory.
Now I think governments should implement new building code so that there won't be such damages if any near earthquake happens to be here in our country.
Next door to his house and all around the city, damaged building demolition is beginning. It's risky and can cause further collapses, but we weren't expecting that to happen just next to us.
Dave, are you okay? Dave! Dave, go! What happened? Oh my God. Are you okay? Okay? You okay? Okay, so we were just with the Chinese search and rescue team, and we heard a building collapse. We don't know what's happened, but it wasn't fun. Is everyone okay? Krishna, are you okay? Are you all right? What just happened?
No, nothing.
You okay?
Actually, they were searching for debris there, and when they pulled out something, something collapsed. So.
Are you shaking? I'm shaking.
Okay.
Everyone's very on edge here.
Yes.
There have been aftershocks at night, during the day, and when we're in here filming these parts of the disaster zone, we're always conscious of, especially buildings like this that are leaning over, because we know that it doesn't take much for it to fall over, and that was a bit too close for comfort.
The locals' nerves are tougher than mine. A collapse of yet another building as you're walking by is nothing compared to what this community and this country has lost. We head to another town in the Kathmandu Valley. amidst this destruction, signs of life. I see people returning to their houses, slowly, cautiously, retrieving whatever they can. Nature's lottery is cruel, seemingly untouched homes side by side with rubble.
My positive feeling is like nothing is permanent in this world, everything is temporary. So like this earthquake is also temporary, soon we'll rebuild it, and I have some positive feeling also about that earthquake will also not last forever.
There hasn't even been time or space on holy ground to put the more than 7,000 dead to rest. And living amongst all these precarious buildings will be like living in a minefield for a long while to come. And yet Kamal seems somehow undaunted when he talks about the days ahead.
असर चाहिँ नेपालको अर्थतन्त्रमा चाहिँ नि अर्को 10 वर्षसम्म पर्ने म देख्छु नेपालको एजुकेसन टुरिज्म इकोनोमी ओभरअल इकोनोमीमा चाहिँ ठुलो असर गर्ने देख्छु म
And there are signs that some normalcy may be returning. Even the tent camps that sprang up on every patch of open land, they're starting to thin out.
Walking around, you hear the sounds of children laughing and playing. They're making their own fun. Schools are closed until further notice. They can't open soon enough for Ansika. She has big plans.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be doctor.
Doctor. Why is that?
Because we can help the sick people.
Her country's future is uncertain and her family's housing predicament will take a while to fix. But Ansika's vision remains clear.
We should study hard and be kind and help others.
I suppose I shouldn't have been so surprised when I opened up the Kathmandu Post the next morning and found, modestly placed amongst the photos of the devastation, some familiar words. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all.